Okay, so today we're just gonna talk about things that haunt me. Comic books specifically. But yeah, yes, we're close to Halloween and I love scary reads, so I'm gonna talk about a few of my favorites, a few new ones, a few classics, maybe some you've never heard of from writers you know and love. I don't know, it's gonna get weird, it's gonna be very scary, so let's get started. Ta-da! It's just me in my natural state, don't mind me. But yeah, so today I'm gonna talk about spooky comics, and you can't tell from your angle, but I have just piles and piles of like spooky reads that I would love to share with the world. A lot of this stuff is on my must reads at work, or stuff I like lean on heavily whenever somebody's like, I'm tired of superheroes, I want to mix it up a bit, I want something that's like really strange, or like you know, something that'll stick with you. And some of these are my favorite picks from that category, and then some of these are just too scary that I don't like talking about them. But we'll get there. So yeah, it's Wednesday. It's almost 1 where I'm at, and I hope everyone's having a pretty good day. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Also, let me know how the sound is, because I don't have earphones in today because this hat just like will not allow it. I don't know. Turn this down just a smidgen. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. We're like, 11 days from Halloween, and I'm thrilled. We haven't done any jack-o'-lantern or like pumpkin stuff that we usually do yet. So far we've been decorating our house. Some cider. I got a scary like spider tattoo. I don't know if that counts as Halloween stuff, but yeah, this season's just flying by and I can't believe it. So I don't know, just sharing. But yeah, let's get to it. Like I said, I am a real big fan of horror stuff, and I feel like for the longest time, the reason I didn't get into superheroes is because when you look at superheroes, there's a whole lot to choose from, and two, each have a encyclopedia, like, backlog most of the time, right? Like, so much information, a bunch of different writers, a bunch of different names. Like, the history of a superhero can be a lot to take on, and I feel like some people just like don't go into comics for that reason, and I was kind of one of them for the longest time, right? And so my first, like, the thing that really got me into comics, Batman's always been around. Mickey and Disney always had like its fair share of like comic strips, but the thing that like really got me interested in comics when I was breaking into my like little emo phase, hey, Nathaniel, how goes it? And yeah, Dad's just out here handing out subs again. How are you? Happy Halloween. How goes it? How's your day? That scared me. Cool. Thank you. 10 of them? Sweet. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm talking about comics, and I was gonna bring up the comic that kind of got me interested in comics, and it's called Sorrow by Rick Remender. Dude, this is like my first book I ever bought. This and The Watchmen. And yeah, I was dodging comics for the longest time because superheroes seemed like a really big task to take on. I can't believe you just gave me 10 subs, man. I'm trying to try not to turn all red. But yeah, this book changed my life. This book is the book that got me started on my quest for comics, and it's real wild. Like I said, it's by Rick Remender, which if you are interested in comics, you might know Rick Remender. Oh my god, he's done Low, he's done, what's that one? Scumbag is the latest one that he's working on. He's done a whole bunch of stuff for Marvel, and I hear his Marvel Avengers is really where it's at. I haven't gotten there yet, but he's been in the industry for quite some time, and him and Francisco Franco Villa, did a comic book together. It's 1 volume. It's through Image. It's called Sorrow, and I love it. If you like Stephen King's Desperation, it's pretty much that. These teens land up in this old, like, western town. There's this sheriff who's just, like, a complete asshole, and there's this evil entity that they have to feed. But really, the artwork for this, like... And I found this, like, way later and realized who it was by, and these are still some of my favorite people. If you've ever read Batman Black Mirror, Franco Villa, he's got a real long name, I have to make sure. But Franco Villa, is that another one? Is that 10 more? Wait! To one person. Okay. Alright. Just making sure. Right? Dude, I can't tell. I'm getting nervous. Thank you for the subs. And you know what? Let's give a shout out. Everyone say thanks to Dad. Right? Let's see if I can do this right, or I'm gonna embarrass myself. Hold on. Excellent. Hold on. Cool. So if you just got a sub, you have no idea where or who from, it's Dad. It's Nathaniel. You should definitely follow Nathaniel. He plays some really cool games, and he's really good at them. Honestly, he puts me to shame in Valorant and in Fortnite. So go follow him. Go subscribe to him. He deserves it. Yeah, but Sorrow. This was, like, my first book that I went and found out on my own. No one recommended it to me. I picked it up the same day I picked up The Watchmen, and honestly, I loved both. Really great artwork, lots of Stephen King vibes, and, like, yeah, just really freaking creepy. Good stuff. Oh, yeah, it was 20. Okay, alright. Okay! Thank you! Okay, I'm gonna try not to turn red. So, yeah, Sorrow was a big deal. So much so that, like, okay, you guys wanna know a secret? I'm gonna tell you an embarrassing story. That book made such an impression that I was like, oh, Sorrow's a really cute name for a little girl. And then, like, my brother, at the same time, us being just, like, a bunch of, like, metalheads, he was like, oh, I'm gonna name my kid Serenity from that Godsmack song. So we were just out here running around with these, like, I don't know, metal, like, I don't know. I do not have kids. Little Sorrow probably won't be a thing, but my brother did have a little girl named Serenity, so... Some of us never change. I don't know. I love it. But yeah, that book, great book. Real loved it. And it, again, got me into comics. Read The Watchmen. Felt a little intimidated by, like, any more of Alan Moore's work. But around this time, I did find this one comic that I started collecting in issues called The Walking Dead. Was gonna pull out #1, but she's somewhere buried in here, and that takes too much time. But I love this series, and I found it before the show. Okay, alright, I'm gonna say that. And, like, immediately started collecting issues. Met Robert Kirkman the first time I went to San Diego Comic-Con. I loved The Walking Dead. I remember when the show was coming out, being super excited about it. And, like, it's really good. It's gone. It's ended now. There's a good chunk of it that I, like, don't love, that I don't think you need. But, like, the first, like, 50 issues of The Walking Dead is, the first 50 issues of The Walking Dead is still some of the greatest freaking comic writing out there. Okay? Like, I don't know. The artwork's great. The drama's great. Like, I don't know. The show and the first, like, I mean, they're different. They're different, okay? There's some similarities. They're different. I still think the comic is better. Like, the artwork, him having it in black and white as an old ode to, like, old zombie movies, like, old horror throwback, is really sweet. And if you don't like the black and white, they're doing all these colorized issues right now. They're literally reprinting 100. Oh my gosh, what is happening? What? Cameron, hello, how goes it? How are you? Are you crying over The Walking Dead being over? Because same. Or are you crying because how it ended? Because also same. Yeah. If anyone, again, how far do we go down the spoilers? It's been done for a while. They're reprinting 197 issues. Like, can we talk about the ending? Can we talk about how they did like a flash forward and then they had like this court trial to decide if zombies were like bad or not? Like, yeah, I don't know. But again, read The Walking Dead. Read the first like 12 of these. That's all you need. You can read like most of the like governor stuff, and then after that you don't just skip to the end. Just like jump to the end. So yeah, The Walking Dead has been one of my favorites. Also, Cameron, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? If anyone wants to like let me know how they are on this Wednesday, that'd be great. The Walking Dead was one of my faves. That, Sex Criminals, and Wicked and Divine were like my main three, and were like the three I was like religiously collecting, and like again kind of the three that made me realize that like there's not just superhero content out there, and it's pretty sweet. Another thing that I found real early on that they're just starting to bring back is one of my favorites. They made a show off of it, okay? We've already seen the hype train roll through. It's coming back in comic form. This is the thing that started it, and it's The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, okay? Any shout-outs for Saga? Cam, we'll get there! If you wanna... Okay, hold on. Speaking of things coming back, let's... One thing at a time, right? Because honestly, in the comic industry, you think something's dead and buried. You think they're not gonna revive something that ended 20 years ago, and then they pull it back up. A few things that are coming back, like I mentioned, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, okay, issue 9, right? This series is like 6 years old, they're barely on issue 9, I don't know. That one's coming back, and after a 4-year hiatus, when they promised it would be like 8 months, Saga finally announced, 2022. They're coming back. I don't know if it's going to be right on January. I don't know if they're going to be like waiting for the next comic season, which is like technically March. But yeah, Saga is on its way in, and I know a lot of people are excited about it because that gosh dang cliffhanger they leave you on. Could you imagine if it just ended right there and they never... You never heard from Brian K. Vaughan again? Just gone. Missed. But yeah, Sabrina... Chilling Adventures, real good stuff. There's one volume out that has the first 5. They started up number 9 again, with number 9 again. So that means that they should at least have enough to do a second volume and finish it. I don't know if they're gonna like, how much more story they're gonna get out, but it's gotta be more than like 4 issues to make a new volume, right? Look how thick this one is. But this isn't your typical Sabrina. It's not as mature or as like naughty as the show is, but it's definitely scary. It has like more history on the town and more history of like the aunts and her father than like actually surrounding Sabrina. And we have Madam Satan, who just has like 2 skulls for eyes. She's freaking sweet. I love her. She was in the show. She's gotten her own spin-off. I think they're gonna start like a what is it called? Chilling Adventures of Sorcery or something? Yeah, love the show, but it got real horny. Right? Like immediately. Which, again, is cool, but like, that was True Blood. I wanted it closer to this. What is it called? It's not just Beyond. Fear Street. R.L. Stine Fear Street does a really nice balance of, like, teenage angst and then like horror, as to where this was like, we're just gonna throw away all the horror and go for horny. Madam Satan is cooler in the comics. I only saw the first season of the show because it seemed to get worse after that. And, like, I hear it has some pretty sweet moments, but it's real hard when there's just, like, this, like, blonde girl running around like, Satan said no, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Like, no. The devil said no. No. Like, I don't know. Kinda irked me, though. So yeah, this is back. Real excited for that. Really excited to get a second volume because this one volume's been sitting lonely. I have most of the issues. If anyone sees a number 4 and a number 5, let me know. But hold on. My point is, yeah, the comic is better than the show. The comic is so much cooler and so much... Look at just the title. Look at just opening the fucking book. The comic is really neat. It's actually scary. There's actual, like, deception. There's not a lot of naked teens, if that makes you feel any better. And you get a sweet crossover with, like, Betty and Veronica, and Betty looks like Betty Page. Love it. Absolutely love it. There is also, because that series did so well, we also have the Afterlife of Archie, which is just them fighting a bunch of zombies. It's Riverdale gone, like, post-apocalyptic, okay? It's real good stuff. This is another series that didn't get finished. There's a few issues after this volume, but not enough to collect. I don't know why they just, like, sat on these things. They always have a sale on their website for these volumes and the issues, like, what issues they have available. And again, shows. Like, people have, like, turned these into, like, TV things. So I don't understand why, like, such a big gap happens, or, like, if they, like, honestly feel like people don't have any interest in them. Both are great, and I saw these and was like, you know what? I never thought I would collect Archie comics, but, like, here we go. And I love these so much, I have them in volume and issues volume, so I can hand them out and force people to read them, because they're that good! Which, yeah, everyone, like, also probably thinks that's, like, some side Archie universe or some, like, side story. There's something weird that happens in the Archie universe where it, like, splits into 2 at one point, and all of the scary stuff is canon. I'm gonna look more into that and probably put it in the Discord, because it's really interesting. But yeah, I didn't have time to fact check that this time around. But yeah, Sabrina, there's also, if you don't like the scary stuff, okay, like, it's fun, it's gory, it feels like an old horror movie. If that's not your favorite Sabrina, if you prefer her more from, like, the 90s show, where it was, like, cute, and Salem talked, and, like, they had puns, I don't have a copy of it, but, Kelly Thompson has a really great Sabrina the Teenage Witch. There's 2 volumes of it. I think the first one is Something Wicked This Way Comes, and it's so good. It's really good. It feels like the classic 90s show, with, like, the setting of the scary Sabrina. Like, it feels like a little bit more serious in its surroundings. The colors are really pretty for it. And it also has, like, a lot of, like, cute mythology, names to, like, actual rocks and, like, spells and rituals. I don't know. It feels really well researched, for witch stuff, and is just, like, more of a mystery than, like, scary or spooky or haunting or anything like that. So, wish I had a visual. Pretend I'm holding it. Right here. It's right here. You see it? I see it. But, yeah, Sabrina is like alive and well. She's been a classic, right? She's been around forever. But there's like a lot of new witch stuff too that's out that's really, really good. Again, wish I had more examples. But one I really like is called Witch Blood. It has a mix of like English and Spanish. It takes place in Texas, and it's this witch just trying to like lay in the shadows and avoid her coven, but then these vampires come down, figure out they can drink witch blood, become even stronger than they already are, and so she ends up trying to save them. Or herself. It's really good. It's called Witch Blood. Again, we'll insert images later, or I'll put it in the Discord. But that one's really fun. The one I'm really obsessed with lately, and I know I've told a few people about this already, it's called Mamo. Special acknowledgement to Mark Miller's Magic Order. Cameron! You know what? I haven't read that one yet. I read the first one, I liked it, I was gonna collect the whole series, and then, like, it was one of those ones where everyone was, like, trying to anticipate if, like, the show was gonna do well, so I kind of, like, avoided it for speculator reasons. But is it good? Tell me, is it good? Is the show good? Does anyone like the show? Is the show even out? I'm really behind on comic shows, if you can't tell. One of my favorites, though... I don't know. We're gonna give Cameron a chance to answer me. We'll see. But one of my favorites, one that I am like currently throwing at everyone whenever they ask for like witchy stuff. No show yet. Okay, see, it's been 5 years. And we're still waiting on the show. Love the comic though, just too short. And I felt the same way with his Space Bandits. And again, it has like the Netflix logo on the back of it, and it's talking about how it's gonna be like a series. They all kind of tie in together, or at least it ties into Sharky. Yeah, really great comic. Got one volume, and then they're like, you're just gonna have to wait for the other media. Where it at? It's been 6 years. Good to know that it's good, and I will probably pick it up in trade to give it a shot, because the covers for those are always, like, freaking good. I remember, is it weird that I remember, like, the one with everyone in a mask on a chain? The weird orgy one, that's the one that haunts me. That's the cover that follows me around from that series. It's red, it's maroon, it's real sexy. Yeah. One sec. One sec. Yeah. Haven't read Magic Order. Glad to know it's good. We're waiting on the show. I'm sure it'll happen someday. But the one I keep throwing at people that I real like right now isn't as explicit as I usually pick up. Like, we're talking about Magic Order being kind of sexy. No, this is like Studio Ghibli level. Like, it's super cute. It's real fun, and the art for it is just really gorgeous. Like I said, Studio Ghibli vibes all the way. So, there's this town. They just lost the town witch, and since her passing, just weird stuff has been happening, and no one can explain why, because nobody actually knows magic. This new witch shows up, and she starts noticing a few things going sideways, and she's like, okay, I can help, and then realizes it's her grandmother who passed. So the spirit of this old woman is haunting this town, and these two girls are just trying to clean it up. Lots and lots of cute vibes, lots of great artwork, and there's some really cute magic advice in here. Like, they talk about patterns, they talk about the gnomes, they talk about fae, talk about certain herbs, like, just good, like, if you just want good magic advice, if you just want, like, cute, pure witchy feels, it's in Momo. Each issue is $4.99, but honestly, by the time I'm done, I feel like I've, like, read a full episode or like watched a few episodes. I don't know how to explain that, but like I feel full from this book. Each issue has been really good. It's on number 4 right now, and like, yeah, honestly, I think this series is gonna bring home some Eisners. I really do. If this like isn't nominated for like anything this next year, I'm calling BS, because this should at least be for art, story, what is it? New series, short series, the inks, the pencils, get all of them. Send it in for all of them. See which ones land. Between my mom, Nice House on the Lake, and Proctor Valley Road, we're swimming in spooky goodness. And Cameron, you mentioned it, so we can actually transition into it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff right now. Hey, Kenny Dreadful, how goes it? How are you? We're just talking about scary comic books today. How's your day? How's Wednesday going? But yeah, Cameron, thanks. Thanks for bringing up Nice House. Yes, right now seems to be like the time for scary books. And a person who is like kind of like, I'm not saying he's like at the helm at it, but like if you look at all these books and everything that this person is working on, like 4 out of 5 are scary. Wait, hold on. Okay, I have something for Jinji Ito. I don't have a lot of Jinji Ito, but the thing I have for Jinji Ito is so scary that I'm like nervous to talk about. Is that hyping it up too much? Okay, hold on. One thing at a time. Which one's easier? Let's talk about Jinji real quick. Yes. Okay, let's talk about Jinji Ito, and then we'll land into something softer, huh? Okay, hold on. Ugh. Yeah, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I've just got this big pool of comic books on the floor that I just dive into and grab. So don't mind me. Okay, we're fishing. So, alright, hold the phone. This one, I was going to take a while to get to this one, because this one is legitimately sad. This one, like, I didn't pick this one out. My boyfriend, who's very, very brave, was like, look, if I'm gonna read Jinchi Ito, I'm gonna jump in to, like, the scariest stuff. Everyone says it's, like, gnarly. Everyone says it makes them squeamish. He wanted, like, the hard stuff, and we found it. So, it's called No Longer Human, and it's a diary of someone's real life, and it's the saddest thing. Zane tried, he got through like a quarter of it and was like, I can't keep going. Like, the author, right before it came out, unfortunately took their own life, and reading through this, you can kind of understand why. It's tragic, it's scary, and it's his artwork, even harder, even rougher to get through. I think they're making a movie series based on Uzumaki. At least it was rumored a while back. Yeah, I feel like they've been talking about trying to make his stuff in other media for a while. There was also that, like, kind of like indie game. I don't think it has like any relations, and I think they even had to go back and change some stuff because it was slightly like too similar. Oh my god, what was it called? I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, but there's like a game, 8-bit, kind of based off of his artwork and his characters. But yeah, this is the scariest. World of Horror, yes. I think that's it. 8-bit on Steam for like $14. I think that's it. I think that's the one. But yeah, it's I every now and then will like peek at this. Every now and then I like see it, but it's rough stuff, guys. Look, just flipping her open, there's some scary things. And again, this is like somebody's like actual ooh, like actual world. This was someone's like reality. It's terrifying. Yeah. And again, his artwork just really really adds to it. So yeah, that's my Jinji 2 pick. It's the only book I own by them. Only because I have them at my work. Like, it's really accessible. Is that one long story? Yeah, this is one book. He has other books that are this size that are cut up and are a bit like more of an anthology where it's just like random stories you can jump in and out of. This is somebody's life. I'm putting it down. Woo! Yeah, like, do you want to hear about it? Do we talk about it? It's sensitive stuff. Like, Zane got to the point where it's all from a gentleman's point of view. He got to the point where the guy was, like, assaulted and then, like, went home, like, just had this terrible trauma happen to him and then assaulted again, and then he was like, I'm done. I don't know how much worse it's gonna get from here, but yeah, no thanks, I need... Yep. Yeah, it's tempting, right? It's so tempting to, like, try to, like, read through and conquer such a thing. But again, knowing, like, the author, his story, and what happened is too much. It's too real. If you want something light, if you want something that's cute and kind of fun from Jinji Ito, I wish I had a copy of it. But his cat diaries. It's just him talking about his cats and the cat, like, adventures and attitudes and what they do to him and, like, how scary they could see. It's real fun. It's really, really small. But it's about cats. It's not that bad. It's not too scary. Yeah, the Jinji 2, yeah, the no longer human, yeah. All right. That one really haunts me. Glad we got it over with. Whew. But one that's a little less haunting, but yet so relatable. We're gonna bring it back to Cameron, who gave a little shout out to, oh man, it's Nice House on the Lake. It's by James Tynion. And this guy is kind of all over the place in the best way possible. He's writing Batman. He's working for DC. He has, like, this cute little folklore, witchy book through Boom that I hear is really good. He also has, like, 2 scary books going through Image right now. No, wait. One scary book that's going through Image that's called Department of Truth, which is about, like, conspiracy theories not being so much conspiracy theories as to what's actually happening. I haven't read that one. I got to the Lee Harvey Oswald part and was like, this is a lot. But a lot of people say it's really good. It always sells out. A lot of people are expecting it to turn into a movie. He also has another book called, do I have it here with me? Something Killing the Children. And this one, everyone is just losing their minds over, okay? So this person has a few scary, spooky, horror-related stuff. All of it does real well. Department of Truth, Something Killing the Children have all been, like, speculated on. Everyone's predicting, like, movies. There's gonna be, like, volumes of this series. But the one that kind of, like, everyone, like, because some people can, like, take it or leave it, right? The Tiny Onion, they don't all need it. I was one of them. But the Nice House on the Lake has kind of, like, revived, like, what's possible in horror books. I've had people say that it feels like an A24 movie. There's a lot of, like, COVID 2020 like feels I get, or like vibes that I see that are kind of like eerie. But yeah, it's called Nice House on a Lake. And these friends, they think that they're just going on, like, a weekend. They're getting the gang back together. They're all gonna hang out. They're gonna all, like, catch up, see everybody. It's been, like, a few years for some of them. Some people are new to this group and only know the person who's hosting. But this guy brings all his friends to this house and then tells them that the end of the world happens. It's on the news, it's all over the internet, and they figure out that the only thing that hasn't been touched by whatever's happening on the outside is like this house. The house has some really weird stuff going on to it. There's some art that you touch that shows you like your home, what's happening like with the apocalypse. And it just, again, like kind of like Big Brother, the show Big Brother, and then like the end of the world. I don't know. Mila, thank you! How goes it? How are you today, hun? Just some basic witch over here today. I know, no vampire. That's next Wednesday. I got a whole thing planned, okay? I'm gonna cover myself in blood, and I'm really excited about it. But, thank you! How are you? How's Wednesday? How's Hades? Who have you fallen in love with more recently? Let me know. But I hope you're having a good day. They legitimately take temperatures in the first issue. It's a COVID world. I'm good. Just got back from grocery shopping. Ooh, did you get anything good? Yeah. There's, and like, even the way that they're like stuck in the house reminds me of COVID, right? Like there's like moments where they're like, we have to keep up a routine. We have to keep up like our daily like activities from like going insane. And then there's days where they just like completely like, they order a bunch of like beer, porn, and like video games. Like it's too relatable, and that's what makes it scary. The artwork for this is great. Do we show off? Do we show off any of these panels? Some of the panels in here are great. Some of just, yeah, everyone's going through social media. The way it reads, the way it transitions, and the way it like helps you get a lot of information across is pretty cool. It also, I love the artwork because it feels just like an old 70s book or something. Like painted. Ooh, Walter. But yeah, this is gonna be a volume fairly soon. I think we have one more issue. He's gonna take a break from it, which is tragic. I really hope it doesn't lose its momentum. But look at this fucking panel. Look at that painted face. Look how good that is. So good. Good story, good art. They've already done reprintings of it. I would recommend waiting for the first volume because getting the issues for these are kind of going to be a pain in the butt. But if you like A24 movies, if you like social commentary on the last 2 years, if you want just something like new, fresh, kind of mature, but like easy to jump into, it's this one. Maybe wait for the trade, but look out for it. Wait for it. Demand it. Because there is a paper shortage, and that's the only way we're going to get things if we riot. But yeah, Tinuan, kind of a big name right now. Like I said, he's working on Batman. That alone makes you a big player in the game, right? They recently announced moving to Substacks. Some people are nervous about it, but honestly, Tinuan has so many projects and they do so well. I don't think there's gonna be like any closed doors in the industry for this guy. Like, it only gets better. And he also, I mean, even if he's not, if you don't want digital stuff, if you aren't like quite into like his comics but like the storytelling of Nice House on a Lake, I highly recommend his horror magazines, Razor Blades. So he's got 4 of these out, and him being in the comic industry also means that he gets some of his friends to like come in and write for their, some of these issues. Yes, look at it. Look at it. These covers are like real spooky. They've got some stuff from Snyder. He has some stuff from Ram V. Some artwork from Marie Lavette. Like all the scary creators, all the like scary artists, scary cover artists, and scary writers are kind of like working on this thing. It's called Razor Blades. Number 5 comes out fairly soon. He also has a few, like, characters in here that I think he's going to introduce in like other series. So if you're a speculator, if you're looking for something to invest in, Tinuan is a pretty good like name to put cash down on. And him like teasing that these things are going to be important soon, you might want to grab one. You might want to like see if you can grab it to flip it and make a buck. Yeah, if that's what you're into. Becky Cloonan! How did I forget the name of this? Okay, so Becky Cloonan did the cover for it, and she also did this short comic that explains where it comes from, and it's based off this old painting that has to do with a head in a basil plant. Love it. Absolutely love it. And the short stories in here are pretty good. The artwork is pretty neat. Like I said, there's like a few pretty well-known writers. And I think he also might be scoping out people who just might be in the industry later that might be like knocking it out of the park. I don't know. These are fun to read. These are also really good for investments. Jordan Peele has shown us that comedy and horror can be two sides of the same coin. What comedy writer would you most like to write a horror comic? And you know what? You said Jordan Peele, and that reminds me of this other book that I was gonna like pick out and talk about. But that's interesting because like I always comedies like for me there's a genre for comedy, but like I find like comedy in sci-fi, you know, like it's sci-fi but just happens to be funny. So like when you say comedy writer, like I know people who've made like jokes, I know people who are like silly, but like I don't really think of it as like comedy, you know? That's all right, hold the phone. Let me see if I have anything that I can pick out from here real quick. And you mentioned Jordan Peele, which also reminds me of this other book. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think I got it. Okay, real quick. I've seen a lot of horror comedy in films, but not like in comics. At least not a lot done well. And that's the other thing, right? Like what's funny to some might not be funny to others, right? Take physical violence, right? Sometimes people see somebody getting ripped in half in a horror movie and they just bust out laughing. Other people get all squeamish. So not only is like horror hard, right? You try to make something scary for everyone, but also trying to make something funny for everyone. Both of those things are hard to do, let alone at the same time. I do have a bit of an answer though. Put this one aside real quick. So, and I just realized, like, they're funny. Like, these aren't funny books, but they do have funny moments. And one name that I realized I saw over and over again, I'm gonna go with my fave, okay? Donnie Cates. Donnie Cates is, like, pretty good at making, like, a scary scene, but also really good at just making me laugh. I heard really good things about, like, his Spider-Man and his Venom stuff, but for me, how I found Donnie Cates was through Redneck, and I say it's about vampires, okay? It definitely has gruesome moments. It gets a little scary, but, like, full-on horror it's hard to justify. So, it's out in the South, and there's this vampire family who has had this long feud with this religious family. One day, the son to the vampire comes out as gay. They're in this bar. One of the religious members approaches him, says something about it, and they rip him in half. Some stuff goes down. They end up in like this real big fight, and then one of the religious members takes it too far and decides to become a vampire. So then that they're like unstoppable, basically. Like, I'm holy and I'm a vampire. Nothing can touch me. It's a real long series. I think there's 6 volumes out. But it's really cool take on vampire. The backstories to the characters are really fun to read. The fucking family feud, the drama is real cool. The Prey Walker. Is that a reference to here? Is that a name? What are we referencing? Cam. Let me know. Is that what he calls himself? It's been a while since I've read this. I'm like 2 volumes behind. But it's one of my favorite, like, Daywalker. The Prey Walker! Oh, I love it. Why do I want that as like on a big old gold chain? Okay, anyways. Yeah, I can just see like this big old gold Prey Walker. Alright, anyways. Yeah, really good stuff. There are a few like Southern horror stories, or a few even Southern horror vampire stories, but this one's probably my favorite. It goes between like modern day and, like I said, like where these vampires actually came from. Lots of like desert references, so one who lives in the desert can appreciate it. I think they're out in Texas. And then there's even like a shout out to this other book called Southern Bastards, which is a whole other story that we're not going to get into today. But yeah, one of Image's best series, one of the longest series, like modern wise, and it's vampire related. It's real good, so highly recommend. And again, scary, horror themed, has its funny moments, but like making something truly terrifying and then really funny is just hard to do. He does it, he gets real close in Redneck, but he really nails it in Ghost Fleet. Yeah, I'm still talking about Donnie Cates. Okay, Ghost Fleet, it's 1 volume, it's $19.99. It's really thick though, okay? It's a biggin', it's worth the money. And it has this really sweet old newspaper style paper. You hear that? Yeah, that texture though. 1 volume, you don't have to read anything before or after, and it's this private company that is basically truckers that move supernatural objects from one place to the other. They trucked with the wrong guy. It's more of a spy. It's more of like a action book for sure. Deals with supernatural stuff. It gets pretty scary sometimes, but it also is real funny. So to answer your question in the longest way possible, Cameron, I would say Donnie Cates is a pretty decent comedy and horror writer. Some of this stuff's just real weird. But highly recommend. One of my faves. And if you've never read Donnie Cates, if you like know the name, see it around a lot, again, it's in Marvel a whole bunch, and just like don't know where to start, I would recommend Ghost Fleet. I think it's like a really good example of what this guy's about. Woo! The other one, and this guy also drives me kind of crazy. Okay, I'll be on. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta Okay, so this next person, I like their writing. Sometimes. This next person, hold on. Okay, so this next person is a pretty good writer, and you kind of have to be, because the amount of books they put out on a regular basis is, like, too much. Like, every other week, they have a new series, and, like, and they're pretty good, but, like, part of me can't help but wonder, like, maybe if we took it slower, they'd be a little bit deeper? I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I know is I have conflicting feelings about this next person. Like, I want to love them. I love some of their stuff. But then they put out something, I get really excited, and then it's only, like, half what it could be. Or kind of a mix of something else he literally just put... Okay, hold on. It's Colin Bunn. I like Colin Bunn. They did Horror County. They've done a whole bunch of stuff right now that's getting pretty popular. There's one called Lucky Devil. They just wrote something called Basculus that was pretty good. They did something called Underground that I heard was alright. And then they also did the last book you'll ever read. This one has mixed reviews. And it has good... It's got some good elements. Like, there's always something I like about the series, but, like, only feels half polished. And, like, the ones that are really good, you can tell that he, like, focuses on, because we get 3 volumes worth. And I just, like, I don't know. I just love that, like, yeah, okay. So Horror County is probably going to be his, like, big one that everyone talks about, that everyone knows the most. And I want to say it was also going to be, like, a show at some point. My personal fave from Colin Bunn, though, is called Bone Parish. And it is about this family who have learned how to turn dead bodies into memories. So they create this drug that you, like, snort, and then suddenly you're the person who passed that you just inhaled. So they go after celebrities. They try to find, like, ancient graves and find, like, old Roman soldiers, or, like, the bones of, like modern soldiers, like, if you wanted to know what it was like to be out in the field. It's really, really interesting stuff. Feels a little bit like a mafia movie, I won't lie. But, like, yeah, really well done. Is a family of color. Kicking butt. And, yeah, I really, really liked this series. Also has to do a lot with, like obviously drug stuff, right? Looking at the cover, looks like drug stuff. But also has to do a lot with, like, family, what you're willing to do for family, how long you're willing to stay with your family in this life and the next, and just, like, what you're willing to do for them. It's wild. It's good stuff. The artwork's real, real good. Lots of drama. I'm just gonna pull out a page. It's real fun. If you're into that kind of thing. And it's funny because this book also came out around, where is it at? Hold on one second. Let's get this out of the way. So there was, like, 2 other books. Oh, that art so nice. Yeah, it's some of this book, for, like, what they're doing, for them, like, digging up bodies and, like, turning them into coke, artwork for it's real, real nice. And, like, that's the difference, because there was these 2 books that were coming out at the same time. Let me see if I can find the other one. Okay. So there were these 2 books that were coming out around the same time, and they were, like, similar ideas, but very, very different in the way that it delivered it, right? So Bone Parish. Bone Parish! So Bone Parish it's about, like, the part party life, right? It's about, like, being young, being dumb, you just want to, like, get out of your skin for a little while. It's about, like, the next generation making bad decisions, but, like I said, mafia, like, has a bit of power to it, kind of glamorizes things, as glam as it can be, and is just, like, the art's really pretty, the colors are really pretty, it makes it more approachable, right? Like, you don't get, like, the gross griminess of, like, the drug use, right? This one took the opposite approach. It's called Grave Trancers. The artwork for it is really neat. It's not pretty. I've read Bone Parish. That one was interesting. It's one of my favorites. The artwork for it's great, and I really just love the family drama. I thought it was real interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a show, not from this comic, but if something similar comes out in, like, a show or movie, yeah, they ripped off Bone Parish. But Grave Trancers took the opposite approach. It's still colorful, and the artwork's still real cool, but it's a lot grimier. It feels a lot more like punk, and, like, this is more of a den, like, more of a, so, yeah, this family, they are going to this graveyard. They hear that's where their dad's buried, and they're just gonna go and, like, get some closure. It was, like, this, like, sibling trip. It was a girl and her brother, and they're going out to this, like, random plot place, just to go say bye to their dad. They get there, the house that's taking care of the graveyard is really weird. They don't really want to, like, go around it, but they also aren't, like, the people in the house aren't taking them to the grave immediately. They're, like, trying to rope them inside to hang out for a little while. Things go south. They inject them with, like, dead body stuff, and these kids get stuck in this, like, drug den and have to get out and have to, like, survive. It's a really, really interesting idea. It's a really interesting take on the idea, considering we just saw a more loving, prettier version. But this one made me uncomfortable. This one freaked me out a little bit. Again, great colors still. The artwork for it is just, like, not as pretty. Oh, that's right! Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, guys. I'm trying not to give too much away in case anyone wants to read this one. But yeah, don't take this one lightly. Yep. It gets real creepy real quick. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I really liked the ending to this one. I thought they, like, wrapped it up pretty well. And again, like, focuses just a little bit more on, like, the drug part. Like, she has to, like, be she has to be rehabilitated at some point because of it. And, like, yeah, just not as pretty as Bone Parish is. It's still good. It's still a good book. And a lot of, like, Black Mass stuff. Sorry, let's talk about the company real quick. Because I love, I grabbed it, I had to have it. One, story's great and all that. But I'm trying to collect as many books as possible from this company called Black Mask. You see it? It looks like a little mask. It looks like a bee. And they have a few books that are, like, in the scary horror realm. But just, like, done a little differently than you would expect. One being, where is it at? Ooh, we got two, actually. Darling, maybe I didn't pull that one. No, it is. Okay, we'll put it in the hot girl stuff. So this company, it's called Black Mask, and they're not, like, too known. Like, they have a few, like, one-offs that did really well. Their newest being the book called White. They had one that was called Black AF that also did really well. What was the other one? It was like 6 kids walk into a bank or something. And that one won a whole bunch of awards. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna go turn on the air conditioning because this is getting kind of hot. 1 second, hold on. I'll be back real quick. We're gonna talk about Black Max. Actually, I gotta remember for stuff. Yeah! Hold on. Wait, hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, I've definitely talked about Black Mask before, and Sex, Death, Revolution was one of them. We talked about it during Pride, right? Because that book is just, it haunts me. I really like that one, and again, Black Mask kind of just, like, seems to be, like, pushing the limits on a few of these things. Oh, that reminds me! Okay, hold on. Wait, no, okay. Okay, so another one that's from Black Mask that's actually kind of scary and reminds me of that movie with Natalie Portman, Annihilation, the one where like all the color and whatnot is like blending together and then like all your like molecules and whatnot are mixing with your surroundings. It's kind of like that, and it's happening with plant stuff. I really liked this one, and like has to do with more like people surviving that rather than like what happens to them in that setting. I don't know. Another mafia book. These 2 girls trying to escape a camp that they thought they were like a part of, and then they actually like can't leave. It's really good stuff. So yeah, it's called The Wilds. Lots of like Annihilation feels. Really great artwork, and like, yeah, just another example of stuff that like Black Mask is killing it with. But I really liked this one. It's by Vita Lara. They are kind of blowing up right now. They wrote a comic for Nebula that is like starting to take off, that people are like finding interest in. And then they wrote another scary book that I cannot think of right now, and I'm really embarrassed by it. But I know that they're one of my favorites. And this is like scary if you like Annihilation, or if you like, oh my gosh, what was the one with Mark Wahlberg? The Happening? Yeah, if you want like The Happening done right, it's The Wilds from Black Mask. They also have a book called Come Into Me, and I saw a movie recently that kind of sounded like the premise to this one. So the movie is this assassin kind of hypnotizes people, takes over their body, has them commit a crime, and then commit suicide, and then like dips out. This is a little similar, okay? Like, which that movie looks like it's going to be really good, and like I can't wait to like watch it so I can compare it to this. But this book came out 2 years ago. It's called Come Into Me, and this man is like trying to figure out how you can connect a computer to your mind so you can pull out memories and just kind of like revisit some of your fondest moments. This woman finds out what he's up to, and she like comes to him and she's like, look, I'm running out of time. I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing in this lab. I want to be a part of it. I need to be a part of it. You can run experiments on me. I need to like experience just a few things over again. And so he's kind of like hesitant, and then she tells him that she's like sick, like she's like dying. So then he like kind of agrees to it. They start running tests, and it goes sideways. They end up basically I just had a page fall out. I just had 2 pages fall out. They end up basically sharing a body. She finds out how to get into him and refuses to leave because she's like, look, I'm sick, I'm dying, I'm not going anywhere. And like, yeah, basically just takes over from there. Hold on. I'm gonna show the page that fell out because it's a great example of the freaking art. This one's trippy. And then it's like her in her head messing with his memories, and then her trying to like completely take over. Yeah. Some stuff to do with family, lots of like self-consciousness, and like really, just some really great art. It's spooky. It's like body dysmorphia stuff. It's body horror. It freaks me out. And again, really excited to see how close that assassin movie is going to be to like this one. Because I get a lot of the same vibes. Melody! I just connected you, said you run experiments on me, and I was so scared. Oh my gosh! I love that. No, but you can, girl. Just kidding. Yeah, no, it's the book. How are you? How goes it? How's your Wednesday? How's the funeral planning going? You all look real busy over there. I hope it's going well. Also, hello, your hat is huge and wonderful. Thank you. There's where's the curl? It curls. So that's real cool. It's also kind of a pain in the butt to keep on, so we'll see how long it lasts. So far, we're at an hour. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! I got, like, the fucking hill from Nightmare Before Christmas over here. The one with the swirl? Yeah. It's on my head. How are you? How's Wednesday? Anything exciting? We're just talking about scary stuff over here. And the last one I was going to mention from Black Mask is called There's Nothing There. If you like Snot Girl, but wanted it to be scarier or spookier or more menacing, this is it. It's also like one of Marie Lavette's first thing that she ever like made. And yeah, it's just basically hot girl shit. It's just hot girl getting haunted by ghosts. Yes, exactly that hill, right? Like, oh my god, I'm gonna like make a stick figure one of him, like a miniature one, and then just glue it on my hat. See if anyone notices. Wednesday's good, funeral planning is good, and effigy is prepped and stuffed full of straw. Nice! I'm so excited for you guys. Watching y'all plan this has been like really, really cool, to be honest. Did my own full moon stuff last night, but I'm glad you guys are having fun. So yeah. I'm gonna get to this book real quick, and then we're gonna switch over. I was just talking about Momo earlier, and how cute that book is. But don't worry, you should be getting yours soon. So, yeah. So, There's Nothing There. If you like Snot Girl, if you wanted something like more hardcore or hotter or more mysterious or even like action-packed, I don't know. I like Snot Girl, but like they always do this thing where like something happens and then they take it back, where this is like actually scary. So this girl, she's like the daughter of a celebrity, everyone knows who she is, and she ends up at this like occult party. Something happens where she gets picked to be next, and then ghosts start hunting her. She has to be like in the public eye or like constantly around people for the ghost to leave her alone. So she's just like putting herself in situations where like people are like constantly around her, and sometimes that's not a good thing. Let us know if you want us to burn anything for you. Oh, I think I text Tag. I think I sent them something, but tell them to check their phone. Either that or I text somebody else, and that's weird. Someone else is gonna get this. Oh my god. Love it. Anyways, yeah, There's Nothing There. It's super sexy. There's no bloodletting. We've talked about how Marie Lavette likes the blood and the bloodletting. Not this time, but there's plenty of ghosts and plenty of, like, freaking cute artwork. I don't know. Haha, they probably just didn't mention it to me. Oh. Ask them about it. I again, not shy. Y'all can share. But yeah, There's Nothing There. Really good stuff. Really good horror stuff. Really, really cute / hot girl stuff. Which, if we're gonna talk about horror, and we're gonna talk about, like, the horror genre. A lot of scary stuff is also, like, pretty sexy, right? From, like, the dawn of time, like, scary and sensual have kind of, like, gone back and forth. Like, there's that line that you tiptoe around between it. And comics is no different. Like, There's Nothing There is a pretty good example of, like, scary and hot girl stuff. But we've got a few others, right? One of my favorite, it's not really scary, it's not really, like, spooky, but one of my favorites that's going around right now, is, Sweet Paprika. It's this little demon just trying to make it out in the business world. And it gets real spicy, real cute, or real quick. She's got, like, this, like, angel boyfriend, Marie Gandolfo! Yes. Some of the best freaking art. What is that? It's Sweet Paprika! It's that demon chick. Yeah. I know, the glare on this is terrible. This will all be in the Discord. Uncensored? Yeah, Ange, we got... Woo! I was gonna yell tits out, and then I didn't. So, yeah. Really nice cover. Can you tell? Can you tell who it's from? Can you tell the artist is Lotte? Tula Lotte? Really good stuff. Really fun stuff. Not scary, just demonic. And there's plenty of that, alright? We've talked about it before. I won't jump into the sexy demonic phase of comics. But if you want Faithless, off the top of my head's a pretty good one. Unsacred, which is actually kind of the first one of this. Yeah, ain't she cute? Sweet Paprika. It's coming out in issues. They're on number 3. Give them 2 more and there will be a volume. They also did Unsacred, which is a female angel with a male demon. And all of that stuff is super cute and super raunchy. So, sexy and horror. It happens. Is this religious? I don't know if this counts. But, in case it doesn't count, another thing that's super sexy, that scares the shit out of me, okay, is called Safe Sex. And I know, look at this cover. Look how pretty it is. I know. It's not, this is another Tula Lotte. Okay, if you want, like, sexy comic stuff, Tula seems to be the one that they go to. But this book is really good and also feels really important. Okay, this book made me nervous. This book chilled me just a little bit. It's not easy to do. So, it's called Safe Sex, right? And it is in a world where the United States decides to clean house. We're gonna clean up our morals. We're gonna, like, take hold of our nation because we're out of control, and we're just gonna be good, well-behaved people. So, it's follows this gang who used to be a bunch of dominatrix who have now had to like start over and just be like normal people. And so some of them have gone into hiding. Unfortunately, gay, trans, and just all the LGBT is like not accepted, right? And so there's like a secret society full of what's the word I want to use? Hooligans? Let's use hooligans. Hooligans feel safe. I understand the official title of the comics is SFSX. Yeah, but I can't pronounce that, and that's why it's lit up like that. But if you look, the A, the E, yeah, it's there, it's out. Kink sex worker 2. Yes, written by an actual person who works in the sex work industry. So, this dominatrix, she's trying to live a regular life, and the government basically is like so strict that they're like, look, we need to know all of your kinks. We need to know anytime you like procreate. We need to know what happens between you and your partner in the bedroom. Here's the form. So they're trying to survive. Their partner works for the government, accidentally sees something they shouldn't, and she has to go to all of her old kink friends and be like, hey, we gotta save my husband. Oh, that's so dope. It is! Now, really badass story. feels really, really important, especially when, like, our world, people try to crack down on such things, you know, but, like, there's literal torture porn in here. I don't know how to tell you guys that, but there's, like, they're people, they're sex workers, they're, like, basically trying to teach them to, like, stop enjoying themselves. So they're like, we're gonna just, like, torture you. We're gonna take your kinks to such an extreme, you're not gonna want it anymore. And it gets bad. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, there are some things that have happened in this book that just, like, haunts me. Straight up haunts me. It's not, it's not good stuff. It's not, it starts off sexy and then it goes south. I don't know. Definitely feels important. Written by an actual sex worker, so, like, that's pretty cool representation, right? Just, like, yeah, playing on people's fear of not being able to be yourself, like, yeah, hold on, this, I'm looking for the, like, dick swinging. Like, just, like, the weird things they put these people through, this woman trying to save her husband and, like, losing her friends in the process. It's good stuff. Really, really fun read. But yeah, definitely, like, it looks sexy, it sounds fun, it gets pretty brutal, guys, I won't lie. Haunts me in my sleep. I think about this book all the time. They're coming out with a second volume. They have it on Patreon. I think they hit their goal, and I'm pretty sure I saw Image soliciting volume 2, so stay tuned. I'll let you know if it's good or not, but yeah. Second volume when? I'll let you know. I'll look it up on Diamond again. Because again, went through Patreon. They hit their goal on Patreon. I should have fucking bought it on Patreon, but pretty excited for it. Again, this first volume is real good. Go into it lightly. There's some stuff with a vibrator you can't unsee, okay? Like, you have been warned. It's so good. It's so good. But if you're looking for something a little less scary, a little less, like, physical, something maybe kind of cute even, I would say Twisted Romance. It's also through Image, right? And this one has, like, this one could have been a magazine, and I almost wish that they would have done it in, like, a magazine form, but it's got multiple stories, it's got, like, some cute, like, LGBT stuff in here, and it goes between, like, comic and written word, and you just get, like, a really good variety of, like, artwork, of representation stories, and of some, like, horror stuff as well, right? Whether it's, like, your self-confidence or a dance club full of vampires that are, like, willing to suck your blood. This one has its own bits of, like, thrills and chills, but isn't too scary, right? It's a safer place than safe sex is, for sure. They only did one. Yeah, hold on. And just some really, really fun art. And the one it's not too scary. It's kind of more just, like, horror themed. But there is one called Old Flame. And this is the reason I picked it up. It has to do with this girl trying to get into LA, and she meets up with this pack of vampires and basically has to be a sacrifice. I don't know, spoilers, but it's really fun the way they did it. Again, I wish this would have been, like, a magazine or magazine sized, and I wish they would put something like this out more often. This is basically the cute version, I just realized, this is basically the cute version of Tinyuan's Razor Blades, so there's that. And last thing, well, I mean, we got more hot girl stuff depending on it. Trick or treat yourself! Mel! I don't have candy. I literally don't have warheads anymore. I have eaten them all. But, Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I have spicy pickles. It's the same thing. Give me 2 seconds. I can't get my hat through the door. Okay, it's the same amount of suffering, right? It's essentially Zots. God damn it. Yeah, no, it's just the suffering that I need to bring on. It's not like the flavor or... But yeah, I had those dang Bean Boozled beans, the jelly beans that, like, you can't tell if it's popcorn or vomit. Don't know where those went. And then I had Warheads that I may or may not have eaten off screen in my downtime. But yeah. So instead of candy, I've got these pickles called Devil Spit. And yeah, they're super sweet and then they're really hot. So opposite of a Warhead where it's sour and then it's sweet. No, this is sweet and then it's fire. So cheers! Let's see how red I can turn. Okay. It's not that bad. Ooh. Oh no, there it is. Just kidding. All right, cool. I already turned the fan on. Nice. Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna let it sit for a second because I have a feeling if I drink it now, it's gonna burn my throat. Cool. Good call. All right. Now I'm all sweaty. Neat. Woo, thanks, Mel. Yeah, that is incentive to get Warheads. For sure. What was I talking about? What were we talking about? Holy shit. Hold on. Cool. All right, moving on. Where do we go from here, guys? What do we talk about? Somebody give me a subject or something. What do we have? I literally have... Cool. Ooh. Okay. talk about witches. We talked about Tinuin, and we talked about, like, him being the latest Batman writer. Hello! Taylor, how goes it? How are you? Love the hat. Thank you. It's the hill from Nightmare Before Christmas, in case you were wondering. It's that hill that Jack walks up and sings on. We just decided. Oh, it's so cute. Thank you. We're just talking about spooky stuff today. How goes it? How are you, Taylor? Doing anything exciting this Wednesday? Are you making dinner? Because I know sometimes that happens when we meet here. You're cooking sometime. Let me know what you're making. But yeah, earlier we were talking about I'm good, I was making dinner, yeah. Hey! Do you have a favorite spooky comic series? Risotto. Ooh, that's cool. That sounds yummy. Do you have a favorite spooky comic or series? Well, we kind of touched up on... Where is she? Where's she at? Where'd I put her? Sabrina the... Here we go. Ah! Oh. The hat might be too big, guys. Ugh. I feel like Doug Dimmadome from the Fairly Odd Parents with his hat. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about it earlier. I'm just gonna throw it back real quick. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the stuff they kind of based this show on, is so freaking good, and they recently brought it back, and I'm so excited about it. The owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome? Yeah, that guy. I feel like that guy. That hat? Same hat. But yeah, they just started up Sabrina again. Hopefully they make enough issues where we can get a second volume. I know the Sabrina show, everyone has like kind of like back and forth about it. You either love it or you hate it, but this is one of my favorites. Again, they recently just started her up. Oh, same hat. Sabrina is back. Hold on. Kenny, yeah, we talked about this earlier. We can rewind a bit. I love this series. It was one of the first series. I started collecting in issues when I was younger, along with The Walking Dead. But yeah, they stopped at 8. It's been like, what? 6-7 years, and now they just started again with number 9. I read that series and then just suddenly stopped. Yeah, she disappeared. I don't know if it has to do with like any of the TV stuff, and I know it had stopped before the TV stuff even got like announced or whatnot. But yeah, they got to like 8 and were like, bye. And then just like fell off the face of the earth. They didn't even do second volumes, and they had like half the stuff to do second We're done. Okay, I'm not gonna freak out anymore. It's here, it's back. We'll get like one full volume hardcover someday, but for now, she's back in issues. Number 9 came out last week. And I highly recommend. And number 9, they even do like this thing. I think they knew with it being like almost a 10-year gap, people were going to need a place to jump in at, and so they do a cute little story so far, just so you can get caught up, because, again, the first volume is only 1 through 5. There's 3 missing in between here. You're going to need 9. I read, what's your take on horror adjacent comics like Game and Sandman or Lucifer? That Netflix series is like based on the comic. I love this one so much though. Right, like the first season's not the worst, but it strays so far from what this actually is, and this is so freaking good, it should be a crime, right? Like, it should not be associated at all. Alright, that's it. That's all I'm saying about that one. Oh, I like that. Yeah, like, and there's also another Sabrina series by Kelly Thompson that isn't, like, as, like, horror-esque as this one and feels more closer to the show, which is also really good. So, like, even if you don't want full-on, like, scary Sabrina, there's still, like, cute Sabrina. That's a new series that's out there that's really good. I think I said that, like, twice, but, have you read Afterlife of Archie? I do. I have it down here. I've also read the Vampirella series. I also read the Jughead, The Hunger, the werewolf series. They went full horror Archie once they realized it was actually good, and the other ones still hold up pretty well. I mean, like, they're not, like, spectacular like the first two, but they're not bad either. So if you like the Archie and Sabrina, check out the Jughead one. Check out the Blossom 666, the fucking twins. That one was a good one too. But Cameron, to answer your question, I really like, how can I explain this? I like horror and like TV and movies that are like similar enough but also like different enough. I think Sandman is gonna be good, but after seeing what they did with like Lock and Key, I'm a little nervous, which I don't have a compendium of Lock and Key right now, but that's another series that you should definitely pick up. If you didn't like the show, don't worry, the comic is so much more better. They just did a crossover with Neil Gaiman's Sandman, and I think that's how Netflix is going to tie the two together to introduce Sandman the series. And I haven't read or seen Lucifer, but everyone says it's good. There are definitely some out there that like nail it, and then you have like what was it? Jupiter's Legacy. Like, everyone didn't really like that one. It got canceled. Everyone, after all the waiting for Why the Last Man, it's not lasting. They said this is it. They tried it. It didn't do well. I don't think we're gonna go any further than that. Hold on. Did I miss anything? Sorry. Oh, Lock and Key is done. That series so down, probably to make it more family friendly. The Lock and Key series that happened with Netflix, I think it's because it's not that they had to dumb it down. It's because the main characters are literally kids. And so reading Lock and Key, know that some of the kids go through like really adult situations. It's not too graphic. It's Stephen King's son. It could be worse. But yeah, they definitely made it more family friendly. They definitely don't like hit the emotional depth they could for the Netflix series, but maybe they'll take it up a step now that we have Sandman on the way and that people are gonna like actually demand it be good. I don't know. Lock and Key was such a fun watch for me. It was so silly. Didn't enjoy it as much. Mel, have you read it? Have you read the series? Like I said, it's Joe Hill, right? It's Stephen King's son, and it's one of my favorite artists, Mr. J Photos, okay? Guys, remember that one time when I told J Photos that I loved Lock and Key and it was a great series, and he looked me dead in the eye and was like, do you know who I am? Sir, it's been 5 years. Do you know who I am? I'm just trying to say something nice, bro. Jeez. Why are you gonna celebrity check me right now? My gosh. But yeah, really cool dude, really great art, and that series is so good. T didn't enjoy it as much. I haven't, but I've heard good things. Yes, I highly recommend Lock and Key. I know it's quite a few volumes, but they recently did a crossover with Sandman. It's 3 issues long. The number 0, like, Lock and Key Sandman crossover is so good, and is such a good, like, one-off issue on its own. Without Lock and Key, without Sandman, just this thing is really, really well done. I think they should win an Eisner. I don't know who to tell them to to vote for them for an Eisner, but maybe I should tell J Photos that the next time I see him. Dude, you guys deserve an Eisner for this one issue. Just that one issue. The rest of the series is shit. The one issue, though, fabulous. If they give Sandman the same treatment they gave Lucifer TV series, I'll be sad. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I haven't read or watched Lucifer, okay? I'll be honest. I've heard, like, I have people who come in who love the show who, like, are obsessed and say it's really good, but then they typically are like, well, I'm here for the first volume because I love it so much that I actually want to get in the comics. So yeah, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I know Lucifer is also, like, Constantine's one of the few that also crosses over into the Sandman world. Bad thing. They made Lucifer into a buddy cop show. Ooh, the only thing it has in common with the comics is that he owns a nightclub. Okay. Alright. That's unfortunate. Alright, and that makes sense because the people who run in here saying they love that show are usually big burly men, so it being a buddy cop show makes a little bit more sense. I also thought, like, it was super sexy, or sexier than the book from what I heard. I could be wrong, but I can't appreciate when, like, a TV show is good enough that people decide they want to pick up the comic, though. So it's really hard to complain about these things when people are, like, taking the leap to read because of it, you know? Like, you kind of have to be thankful every now and then for it. Another series, Mel, I don't know if I was done answering your question or not, but we're going to jump back to it. Another series that I absolutely love, that I enjoy, that I'm going to show off today, because I said I would. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you've been here before, you know I can't stop talking about this bitch, right? Like, you know how much I love Christopher Priest's Vampirella run. If you've seen me on the internet before, I'm usually crying over this bitch. I love this series. It's been going on for like 2 years. I've been trying to collect all the issues. I've been going through all the variants. We recently got this J. Scott Campbell variant. Look at her, look at her, look at her. But this series is coming to an ending this month. This series ends with her marrying Dracula, which I'm happy for, but like, I'm gonna be kind of bummed not hunting down such things. Like, she's perfect! She is fucking perfect now! I'm glad you feel the same. Like, and there was some really great covers for this one. There was a few issues where I bought doubles of because they were just that, like, freaking cool. I love it. Yeah, she's ending. The covers are really pretty. All of them! She always has a great... She's marrying Dracula. She is. You know what, Kenny? I recommend this series all the time. Christopher Priest's run for Vampirella has been amazing. I've tried to get into Vampirella before. There always seems to be a lot of history. There are so many writers and artists who have touched this character. But Christopher Priest, I found, was like the best introduction to the character. I highly recommend it. It talks about her past loves. It talks about her being an alien. It's funny. It's so funny. And, like, yeah, sexy. I don't know if you can tell from these covers at all, but it's pretty hot inside and out. Like, I have a few more at work that I'm trying to get from my boss. I'm missing, like, a few issues, but this one has been really, really fun. Getting to know the character, getting to know her history, getting to know other characters in the Dynamite world. And I'm really excited to see how they're going to collect this when it's all done. Like, if they do one big oversized hardcover, or if they're going to collect all of the covers for it, because there's, like... if someone said there's 1,000 covers for Christopher Priest's Vampirella run alone, I wouldn't be surprised. They put out, like, like an entire alphabet each time? Like, they have A, B cover. Not like it, cover A, cover B. They have cover A, cover A, B, cover A, B, C. And, like, there's so many! And they're all good. Most of them are good. But, oh, damn. My free comic track Vampirella cover got water on it, and I'm so sad. No! No, we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna look into this for you. That's a tragedy. I'm so sorry. Christopher Priest has been my fave since I met him at Comic-Con, and he said Neil Adams sucks. What? Neil Adams is weird. Yeah, Mel, remind me about that. I might be able to fix that for you. I might have a copy undamaged in my office. So let me know. Because I have to send stuff your way anyways, so. There's also... so Vampirella series is ending soon. She is marrying Dracula, right? Which isn't anything new. Her and Dracula have gone back and forth before. But don't fret. If you missed that series, they're going to collect it in like some volumes in a big old collection soon. And they recently started another series. I know. We're going for a third. I know. So my third Vampirella series that I'm collecting, because they got me with the freaking Adam Hughes cover, is called Vampyverse. It's by the same people who did... The Vengeance of Vampirella. Guys. OMG, you're my hero. Yes, Mel. Let's see. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, so Vengeance of Amberella is also on like number 22 and will probably be wrapping up fairly soon. It's not Christopher Priest, but they make little nods going back and forth between the two series all the time. And this series has now spun into Vampverse, so I'm following a trail. I don't know what train this is, but we're still riding it. And they also, okay, I got sucked in with the story for the Vampirella series. I've read like 3 of these, loved it, but the covers for these are also like too good to resist, right? Like, it's just, it's the art for me, guys. I can't, at this point, this series, I am kind of just buying it for the covers. Like I said, I didn't get as far as the original Vamp, but I can't resist. I just can't stop buying these. I see her, and I fall for her every freaking time, guys. Even when she's scary. Even when she's in a bad mood. I just love her too damn much. Okay. Where is... Yeah. Posture check, hydrate, and stretch. My gosh. Okay, hold on. In that order? Does it matter? Yeah. So, my fave, real good series. And I get a discount on these. That's how I justify this. Like, no, it's not $3.99. It's cheaper. Look at, this is the latest one, and it's so pretty, and I love, like, the 70s feel. It's good stuff. No regrets. And, honestly, from what I've learned, it's better to have these things and liquidate them later than not. Like, if I ever fall on hard times, I'm sorry, but Vamp's the first one of the first ones to go. Because it's that good. People will pay for it, right? So yeah, those have been my 2 favorite series. Posture check? I don't really know. Here, like, getting all fitted again. Okay, hold on. Posture check, hydrate, and then stretch. How do we... let's stretch first before... I don't know, actually, I don't know how much stretching I can do with this freaking hat sitting and not hitting the back. Cool. Did all 3. I'm going on 2 hours, and I still have, like, some piles of stuff to talk about. So let's do one of my other favorites. This one is an indie book. It's real weird. Okay, who's it by? Dyra Tesler? And it's called The Cult of the Ibis. And it is hardcover. I really like the texture on this. It's got kind of like a canvas-like feel to it, if you can hear that. And then it's like, some of this is like raised. There's like a bunch of different textures on the front of this, like the signs and whatnot like pop out. I don't know. I really like this one. Not just for the outside, but this one is like really weird. So it feels like a speakeasy. It's all in like black and white, and like there's little to no words. Like the words are like in the newspaper or in the handout that you read. Yeah, it's on like all of the like advertisements, but like the character himself doesn't really speak. Oh, one of the gods talks. Yeah. Okay, so you're this little wizard, right? And you just want this cute little wizarding kit, except you don't have any money. So then you like go and you commit this crime, and then you have to like be punished for this crime. It's really wild. Ooh, don't know how to show this one off because it's a hardcover. The artwork for it is like really, really wacky. It makes me, like I said, speakeasy, 1920s cartoon, like. He's reading his monthly, like, Modern Alchemist newspaper. You've got all of these beautiful charts and symbols. There is written word. It does, like, feel like an actual magazine. And he decides to rob somebody, and then he ends up messing with the wrong fools. It's so fun. It's so good. It feels like it's all done in, like, ballpoint pen. The textures on it are real cool. The way everything is, like, rounded. I don't know. This one's a fun one. Especially with, like, not that many, like, words to help you transition or move you along. Yeah, more modern alchemist stuff. It's weird! It's just weird. If you, like... Is this the part where we talk about stoners and the occult? Is this the part where we talk about comics being in head shops and how the occult was preserved only in head shops and comic shops for a little while? It feels like some like punky stoner stuff. It feels like an old zine, some of the artwork. But like with how grand the hardcover is, it's also kind of fancy. I don't know. Where is the spiral staircase? There's one shot. Ooh, that's another good one. Him running away from people. It's just really... I want to touch that one. Yes, this one is nice because it like... It's more like a sensory experience, honestly, with like the canvas background, how thick the pages are. These are like... pretty close to old newspaper. They're not as rough. They're a little bit more soft. But yeah, with it being like wordless, just put on some trippy lo-fi and go to town, Mel. Just like, it's all about the artwork. It just, I don't know. And then like the angles, it's all black and white, which you think would be, like, kind of boring, but again, the way that they make the textures or make things melt... Yeah, hold on. Where is this staircase? Ooh, I just want this as a poster. Like, the abracadabra page. I love it. This book is so witchy. It's so weird. There's, like, so many different, like, symbols and, like... It's strange. Also, I just realized if you like Jinji-ito or, like, weird, like... body horror, body dysmorphia, like, that kind of stuff, I feel like... Oh, here it is! I think about this all the time. I don't know what it is about this staircase, what it is about this damn picture, this photo, it haunts me. I want it as like a poster. Do I get it as a tattoo? I don't know what it is about the texture or what. Like something about this image just like sticks with me. Way more often than it should. Love it. Literally haunts me. So good. So fun. It's witchy. It's stonery. It's an experience for sure. It's been out for a little while. We don't carry it like often. What I'm trying to say is I don't know how accessible this one is, but if you get a chance, even if you can find it in an ebook, I know that sounds shitty, but if you get a chance, if you see this one, at least hold it. At least, like, give it some attention. It deserves it. It's a pretty one. It's a pretty fucking weird one, but it's a pretty one. Typhobia. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how to explain this one, because I'm like, no, it's cute. It's like a 20s cartoon, but it's also kind of like melty, but it's also kind of like, like modern. I don't know. All them holes. Yes. And I think that's why it reminds me of Jinji Ito too, right? Which we talked about. I'm not bringing that one up again. That one makes me sad. But yeah, that one just always feels, or like has always felt kind of special for me, at least, with little words from the character or to push you through the story, all of the cool like alchemy stuff that's involved, all of just like, again, the cool like imagery and symbols it has. It's a cool freaking book. Where do we go from here though? We're gonna get into the like, we still have quite some books, but I just don't know how to like transition from that one without going back to Jinji Ito. That one, it's called No Longer Human. I'm not touching it though. It's too sad. Speaking of punk, okay, so let's do this. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Okay, speaking of stoner, I said speaking of punk, but let's be honest, okay? So, like I kind of mentioned for a second, there's a period in our history where, like, head shops and comic shops are a great place for, like, a cult, right? Like, how many serial killer documentaries have you watched where they're like, oh, I found this zine on Black Magic at, like, a place where you buy, like, pipes and stuff, and then I started killing. Like, as weird as that may be, for a while, like, all of the weird witchy ideas, all of, like, these theories were kind of preserved in, like, homemade zines or homemade comics that you could only find in, like, the Zine to Murderer pipeline. It's real! It's too real! I can think of, like, 3. I know I've watched at least 3 murder shows where they're like, he played Dungeons and Dragons and read the zine. Now he's a murderer. Like, guys, calm down, okay? The point is that, like, nerdy culture kind of has a special place for magic, too, right? Fantasy, and then actual occult. There were times when I was a kid where the only place you could find RPG books were head shops. Right! Like, it's kind of like how you feel about marijuana and those places is, like, your own feelings. But you gotta appreciate that, like, they were down to carry anything. Like, you gotta appreciate that, like, they're already off the grid with, like, their glass pieces. They were like, why not have, like, zines that tell you how to break into cars or, like, kidnap women, you know? Like, and RPG stuff, right? But I always love when you, like, hear about, like, some crime and they're trying to blame, like, Marilyn Manson's music or, like, Dungeons and Dragons or, like, you know? So the stoners, horror, comics, they all like coexist. They're all friendly. And one series, one book, one maniac. This person's insane, I'm convinced. One person who dares to do all 3. It's called Mega Hex. And this book is wild, guys. If you've ever actually read the series, you're probably thinking I'm exaggerating on the murder part, but hold on. This book is insane, okay? This book is insane. It looks cute. It looks friendly. It looks like something you want to read. This book haunts me. Oh, you've talked about this book before. I do want to read it. Yes. I tread lightly. It's super fun, right? It's all these stoners, they're in a poly relationship, they're just trying to get by like the rest of us, right? It feels really modern, it feels really relatable, and then it just gets, like, creepy. Okay, so there's a witch, and this black cat and they're in a relationship together, and that includes some coitus shots, so prepare for that. They're also in this relationship with this owl, and then they're just like assholes to the owl like the entire time. It gets real rough. There's a moment where he's like, yo, knock it off, I'm not playing anymore, and they don't stop, and it gets real questionable. It's one of those things where, like, I've seen people read, like, one volume and just get completely hooked, and then, like, read, like, all 6 volumes in one sitting. Coitus shots! Jeez! Is that not what you're here for? Is that not what the comic, and, like, y'all aren't here for the cat? Eating pussy on a new level, guys. I don't know. That's it. That's all you get. Hurry! Assholes to the Owl. I thought you meant there were panels where they present assholes to the owl. They might as well. That might be better than, like, what they actually do. There's a lot of trippy stuff going on. They are stoners. They do dabble in... and some stuff. No, hold on, wait, do I find it? Do y'all want to see? Do I show it? I won't show it, you guys. There's literally points where she wakes up and the cat is down south and she's like, hey, and he's like, I'm just doing my thing, and she's like, I'm asleep, and he's like, I'm just doing my thing. What? Ah! Tread lightly. That's it. That's all I've got. They talk about being broke. They talk about trying to move away. There's a lot of partying. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking for the cat coitus. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it's something I really wanna. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of, like, the human experience in a non-human setting, and I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Yeah, they're just, like, walking home from a party and the cat throws up because he drank too much. It just... it's weird stuff. But, Taylor, if you do check it out, if you do decide to give it a try, let me know. Let me know how far you get, too. I read volume 1. And it's always funny because it's the people who I don't expect to like it who really enjoy it. And this person also has an Instagram that I hear is also just off the rails completely. Who is this by? It's something Hanselman. It's... Did they not put their name on this? Simon Hanselman. That's who it is. Sorry. I've got half a mind to clip you just saying cat coitus. Ooh! Send it to me. Let me know. Share it in the Discord. Why not? Oh my gosh, this hat. There's at least a good 75 minutes. There's at least a good 45 minutes of footage of me fighting this hat. If anyone wants to clip that together. But yeah, so that Mega Hex, there's a few volumes of it. There's one point they go to Amsterdam. I get why it's so addicting. It's so gross, but you want more because you want to see what else it could do. I don't know. The colors, like, lighten it. The cuteness of the characters lighten it. But, like, yeah, it haunts me. I'm repeating myself because it haunts me. If you want something that's as punk but less morally questionable, I would recommend Punk's Not Dead. It's by Black Crown. They're another indie publisher. They're not as vocal as they were before 2020, which is a shame. They've got a few good ones, but this one was probably my absolute favorite from them, and it's called Punk's Not Dead. It's this British kid, right? He's living with a single mom. It's a little rough, right? They're not the best family. One day he's at this airport and all of a sudden the ghost of Sid Vicious appears to him. And Sid Vicious is teaching him how to be punk. I don't know. I clipped it! Yeah, share it in the Discord so we can share it all over the internet, because people need to know what Mega Hex is all about, right? But yeah, Punk's Not Dead is super cute. Like I said, it's this coming of age story. This kid's just like trying to survive high school, and the ghost of Sid Vicious is not helping. It's super pretty for a dead punk star. It is them trying their darndest, trying to make him cool. Sid Vicious, like, fights this bully for him. The hot girl's in love with him. It's, I don't know. It's fun. It's a really, really fun series. And, really interesting concept. So, at some point, they, like, him and Sid, the main character and Sid, go to, like, this old retirement home and make them all, like, dance all night, and it's just, like, this weird, like, ghost possession, like, moment that they have, which sets off, like, this ghost FBI task team to go hunt them down, and it's fun! It's weird! It's ghost hunting! It's punk AF! The artwork for it is, like, phenomenal. I love the, like, ghost hunting old woman in here. She's so funny. And again, like, artwork, the colors, so good. In case you guys didn't know, punk is usually pink and purple. Punk is actually super pretty and super effeminate, in case you weren't aware. In case no one told you. But yeah, one of my favorite series. Spectacular art. Has to do with a dead rock star. It's just fun. It's just real, real fun. I'm almost done, guys. Oh, no, I lied. I have like 3 piles. I'm almost done. 3 piles later. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Okay. I think I've got 3 more for sure. We hit 2 hours. I might get out of here fairly soon, but let's see. I got 3 more volumes at least. And if you want more, there's plenty more on the floor. Okay, so we're just talking about Punk's Not Dead and being really pretty. This one isn't really, like, specifically punk, but it is really pretty. And if you're ever in a situation where you ingest a whole bunch of fungi and the walls start melting, I highly recommend taking a glance at this one, okay? The artwork for this is insane, and it was the main reason I picked it up. And then I read the story, and it got even crazier, guys. So, it is called Witches. It is by Scott Snyder, right? Scott's the Zack Snyder's the movie? Yes, it's by Snyder. He's written for Batman. He is writing something called Noctera right now. He did Undiscovered Country. I'm pretty sure he did a Swamp Thing run. This man has been everywhere, okay? He's known in the industry, and this is, I want to say, his only scary thing. Noctera's kind of scary, and The Wake is also kind of scary. So maybe not his only scary thing, but probably his best scary thing, okay? It's called Witches. This family moves to a new town, right? The mom's used to be this home, like her hometown, and she's like real nervous about going back, but financially they can't do it. They have to go home. So they go to this town, and it turns out that there are some real sinister stuff happening, right? It's mostly the artwork for this series. This is the opening, right? This is a pretty dang good intro. But anytime something witchy related or like the evil witch demon is nearby, the pages and the color on the pages start to act up. And so this girl's getting like this weird psychic link between her and one of the creatures, and it's just like freaking wild. Now, I mentioned fungi. I mentioned walls melting. And I can guarantee that this comic, Under the Influence, is wild. Like, you can't really tell at first glance. Maybe you'll see a few, but like, Under the Influence, there are so many witch faces and like scary layered imagery in here. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Do we do a whole, like, stream that's just, like, comics to trip to? Because that's a thing. And this is probably one of the best. Yeah. The artwork, the story, there's a lot of family drama. There's only one volume. He's trying to do more. Doesn't seem to be happening. It has, like, if you like young adult, if you like YA books or storylines, it's got, like, a little closer to that. The scariest thing about this is definitely the art. But I wouldn't say it's, like, too horrifying. Like, if you, like, don't like scary things but want to be scared or spooked just a little bit, Witches is probably a good one. Has to do with family, has to do with generational curses. Oh, I just said generational curses. Hold on, I have another one. Which is something that is happening more in the horror comic side of, generational curses seems to be a subject that is picking up more in the comics industry. There, nailed it. One example, there's a few, but one example is going to be blue and green, and if you notice from the cover, yeah, it looks a lot like the cover of Get Out, right? Like, we mentioned Jordan Peele. I don't know if Cameron's still around, but we mentioned Jordan Peele earlier, and I was going to bring this book up as an example, and here it is. It's called Blue and Green. And it was a one-off series. This didn't even come out in issues. They literally just did a volume for it. I realize it might be the person who's working on Punk's Not Dead. But the main reason I picked up this volume was for the artwork. A lot of it's like the like spray painted feel to it. Just really, really great visuals. And some of the way that they do the panels and layouts for some of the pages are really, really nice. But this one was really good. Yeah, here's another good one. Okay, so what's it about? This guy, he's a musician. He's at night. He wants to become a professional and he teaches like in the meantime, but he's just searching for that big break. His mom passes away and they weren't like the closest to begin with, but he starts uncovering all her ghosts. Look, here's another one. So, his mom passes, he starts cleaning out her house, he starts finding clues and evidence to his dad and who his father actually was. He finds out his dad was also a musician, but at what cost? He's also dealing with, like, breaking away from his reality and having to deal with, like, his mom's trauma while the, like, demands from home are still after him. He's, like, trying to, like, make things right with an old love. Like, it's really interesting. Not very violent. More of a mystery. More haunting for sure. Artwork is freaking great. But yeah, deals with, like, family, deals with loss, deals with trauma, and just, like, what ghosts actually are. Like, the ghosts that, like, physically haunt you, emotionally haunt you, all that jazz. We're getting through these so fast. Oh my gosh. Let's switch over to this one, and then, man, I can keep, yeah, okay. So, do we talk about all that? No. We'll save that one. We'll figure something out for that one. Okay, so the next one, I got two more, and then I might be getting out of here unless y'all want me to keep going, because I can still keep going. But this next one is one of my favorites. I recently bought both of the volumes because they just stopped. Like, there's no more issues coming out, and I didn't think it really wrapped up what it could have or should have. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping this one comes back in like a few years, who knows, and especially with like more of Substacks or people doing Patreon, this one like might get its own backing. It's called Redlands, okay? And it's about these 3 witches. They're all sisters, only because they were all made by the same, like, warlock. They're hundreds of years old, and they're basically, like, the bad bitches of this town, when all of a sudden, their master comes back. They thought he was dead. They thought he was long gone. They thought this person was gonna leave him alone, and now he's, like, coming back for a few favors. Cashing in a few things that he offered them. It's real cool. Again, these 3 get a lot of mafia vibes. I keep using that word today, but like a lot of bad bitch energy in this one. Okay, it's these girls taking care of this town. They're trying to take care of like the people in this town because they actually do care about them. And then like obviously ghosts of theirs are coming up now that their creator's back. He also has like some sinister plot that he needs them to help with, and they just want to take care of this town. It's good. Lots of drama. The unfortunate thing is that the issues for this series is really where it's at. The volume doesn't collect it all, and it's really unfortunate because in the back of issues, they would just give you just a little bit extra information to the actual world of the series, and I absolutely loved it. I might have number 1 somewhere, don't have the rest, and like there's a real low print run on this. I don't think anyone demanded it. Like, issues are gonna be really hard to find, but some of the issues are like somebody's like diary entry. They had old folklore. There was one that was just like a bunch of police evidence for this like crime scene that the girls just were at. Like like it was cool stuff. It was really good like world building. And I hope they collect this series in an oversized hardcover and like interpret some of that, because somebody also had to go through and make these things. Can you put them on display so I can appreciate it, please? That sounds so cool. Yes, it was. Like there were times where I was more excited about the back of the book than like the actual story. One of the girls, her boyfriend is this alligator creature and she like makes him human, but like in the back of the book was like a lore of him, and then it was like newspaper clippings of like actual sightings for this creature, and like it was really cool stuff. And again, love the design, love like the bad bitch energy you get from this. Like baddies is here, it's right here, it's these 3. There's also this one of the sisters, where is she? One of the sisters found a spider and made it her daughter. So she's got like these sunglasses on and she has like 8 eyes under there. It's really cute. Alligator creature boyfriend jealous, right? He's kind of a hunk too. I don't know if he's in this. It might be the 2nd volume that he shows up in to help her out, but oh yes. Oh man, you can kind of see it. It's kind of a dark panel, but it's the mom and the spider baby sitting on the couch. It's so good. I think she calls her Itsy for like Itsy Bitsy Spider. Yeah, it's good. Definitely read Redlands if you ever come across it. If you ever find any of the issues, grab it and I will pay you for it. Because like I said, just a real low print run, and it's such a good book, and it has a lot of cool stuff, and I'm real sad that people don't know about it more. We're gonna go from like witchy to murdery, and I know I've talked about this book a lot recently. You guys, this is its 1st volume. I have a feeling people are barely gonna figure it out and figure out what. Hold on. I need water. All the words came like rushing up, and I need a like second to put them in order. Hold on. Okay, so the next book we're gonna talk about is called Stray Dogs, and I've been talking about this book a handful of times the last couple of months because it's that freaking good. Okay, so this book, by the time it got to issue 3, people realized how good it was, and it got sent back to all of these reprintings, and they just decided to do all of these great horror homages. So they did like The Craft. There's a Midsommar cover. They did Psycho. They did Edition. They did Friday the 13th. Like, they have these dogs on all the best horror movie posters, and like people are eating it up. Like, it's a big deal right now. So Stray Dogs, I think, is only gonna get better the more people hear about it, and I think with its first volume out, it's gonna take off. Because the way the comic industry works is first you have the issue readers who decide if it's good or not, but really when it hits libraries, when like it hits digital form for people to read, that's when a series really takes off or not. So I think this one is about to hit. What's it about? Why do you think it's gonna hit? What could possibly be so good about these goddamn dogs? Okay, I'll tell you. So, there's this man, and he has all these dogs, and he's taking care of all of these dogs, right? They're all rescues. They all lost their owners. Like, he's doing a good thing. This tiny chihuahua ends up joining them, and she's really scared, as chihuahuas are, and she's real nervous and just like doesn't really know why she's there. Dogs, they have short-term memories. They don't really, like, they're in the moment. She doesn't know what's happened to her, but she knows it's traumatic, and so she's just kind of settling in with all these other dogs. There's a few dogs that seem like they've also been through traumatic events, but then there are other ones that are like literally just happy to be alive, right? They can't remember what they had for breakfast this morning. So she's getting settled in. She's at this like new home, and all of a sudden she comes across this piece of clothing, and it like has all these memories flooding back. And she realizes that the shirt she just smelled is her real owner's shirt, and then has a flashback of the guy who just adopted her murdering her owner. And so now this tiny chihuahua has to convince all the other dogs that the person who's taking care of them is actually killing the people they love. Really good story. Has its moments where it's kind of funny. A lot of people complained about the artwork for this, and they're like, oh, why does this look like All Dogs Go to Heaven? Why does this look like a Disney movie? It's to soften the blow, okay? It's to help with how tragic this damn book is. Murder mystery stuff, really cute cast of characters, right? Like, these dogs are just trying to like solve this mystery and stick together, and like, it's cute. It's really good. Is that Balto? Remember that movie Balto? It's a good movie. So yeah. I really don't want to give away too much. That's pretty much like the story. I feel like I've already said more than I should have, but yeah, the horror movie covers for these guys are like taken off. Seeing this like in an It setting, or like I said, The Craft, it's been wild watching how well this series does. It's been wild giving it to someone and them coming back to me and be like, you've ruined my life. But yeah, this one, a lot of fun. Do we have some? Wait. Hold on. They have it in the back. We've got The Silence of the Lambs. We've got The Conjuring. The fact that you say libraries like that just made T and I turn to each other and give a look like I protect her with all my life. Man, I want to read this series. Mal, if you do, let me know. Love a good library. As someone who needs to read things and like can't always afford it, I love a place I can go with free fucking books. Love it. And there's even like library apps I can't live without. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the Discord. Yeah. It also, I love and appreciate libraries because I love and appreciate Ray Bradbury, and he was like really big on free reading and places you can go for like education. And he also was like self-taught. Like, yeah, Ray Bradbury had some schooling, but he was like, I lived in a library. I read everything. I learned it myself. I love Ray Bradbury. this is where the stream goes, right? We just turn into a Bradbury stream, because I'll freaking do it, man. I love that man so freaking much. Okay, he worked with Disney. He has worked on, like, he's helped architect-wise, like, a few different places in LA. There's, okay, alright, I'm gonna come down. Anyways. This is my fucking phone case right now. So, in case you're wondering how deep the love goes for Bradbury. Too hyped. I don't know why I get aggressive about these things. I'm sorry, guys. but, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is my phone case wallet right now. It's a wallet. It's a phone case. My boyfriend works at a place that, like, deals with literature, and so not his company, the company they work next to also deals with literature, and they make, like, these really cool, like, classic book phone cases. So I have Ray Bradbury. He has Beetlejuice, the Handbook of the Dead, and they have, like, all kinds of different ones. Like, it's super cool stuff. That's it. That's my phone case. That's my plug. But I did actually have a Ray Bradbury themed book for today. And it is comic related. In case you didn't know, Ray has his own, like, comic series. He also has a TV series. We haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna get there this month though, right? But there was a little while where they picked, like, a handful of his stories and decided to turn it into comics. I've got this one, I have Fahrenheit 451, and I need the Mars one. The one where they go to Mars. The one, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's not R for Rocket, it's the other one. Martian Chronicles! Whew! Yeah, the Martian Chronicles. So they only did, like, a few of them into comic book adaptations, but one of them was Something Wicked This Way Comes, and if, like, the book is really short and easy to get through, but if you think the book is too long and want something to, like, read in, like, an hour, I would highly recommend the comic adaptation. And it's a true adaptation. Like, it's pretty much the book. You almost think it's silly that they would put pictures to it, but you know what? I'm here for it. So, the one thing that kind of drives me crazy is that it's done in black and white, and I really, considering, like, how cool the, like, and colorful the cover is, I kind of wish, even if they only picked, like, 3 colors, that they would have, like, just done that. I don't know. It would have been neat seeing the circus and, like, the red and white like he said it was. But who am I to say or blame them? we can't have what we want all the time, right? But yeah, that's my Ray Bradbury plug. Fun fact, Disney did an adaptation of Something Wicked This Way Comes. It's not the greatest, okay? It's not their best, but that also led to Ray Bradbury working with Disney a few other handful of times. Like, he wrote the Mission to Mars script for the ride. And so, him loving Disney, them crossing over, him working for Disney a handful of times, Disneyland actually has a Halloween tree, and they decorate it with pumpkins, they put all kinds of light, there's, like, an actual stand that, like, is dedicated to him and tells you it's dedicated to him. But yeah, if you want to see pictures of that, I would say follow the Disney Instagram. It's somewhere on the page. Cause it's just this tree. It's this real skinny, like, little oak thing that, like, isn't very big. I fucking love that thing, though. I saw it, like, 2 weeks ago when we went to Disneyland, and I started crying. I burst into tears. My boyfriend had to drive me away. I was a wreck in the middle of Frontierland over this stupid tree, and I'd do it again. I also have Ray Bradbury words tattooed on me, but we're gonna move on now because I can literally talk about this man for hours. We're moving on. We're moving on. Is that it? Is that, you know what? One last thing. Oh, wait. I forgot. With the stray dogs. I got so excited about Ray Bradbury. I forgot that the stray dogs are doing so well right now that they're also taking over other comic book companies. I want to hear about this tattoo, Mal. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about it. But yeah, Stray Dogs are doing so well. It's such a good series. It's like Stray Dogs is part of Image. This is Dynamite, and they're putting like the Stray Dogs on the cover of Dynamite stuff right now. Like, the Stray Dogs are taking over a whole other company. I don't know how weird that is. I don't know how else to explain that. I don't know who demanded such things. Like, did you need Army of Darkness with Stray Dog crossover? Yes. And they did it for you. There was also a Red Sonja Stray Dog crossover that I haven't grabbed yet, but I'm gonna, because I don't understand it. And while we're talking about Army of Darkness, remember that one time that he saved Obama? I just want you guys to know this is a real thing. This is something that they made and published and put in writing. You're welcome. But yeah, my Ray Bradbury tattoo is right here on my side. It says, "As so not to be dead," which is like the beginning. I think it's the Martian Chronicles. He does this intro, like he did his own intro, and he's talking about how, I was just talking to a friend today about The Evil Dead. I love it. It's such a good series, and even like the remake of it is still pretty dang good. Fight me on it. T was upset that they missed the stream where you showed off the new spider one you got. So dang cool. Yeah! You can kind of see a little bit of the webbing here, and then like some of the flowers. I'll have to capture the spider, and I'll put it in the Discord, because I can't show that off right. Not in this dress. But there was a moment where I thought about taking a little razor and cutting it down to like where the heart stops. We'll see. I might improve upon this dress later. It looks very cool with your current outfit. Thank you! I was looking for something to show it off just a little bit more, but again, I might improve upon this outfit. I'll let you know. Thank you. Yeah, witchy vibes year round, and if not, this isn't even my like first spooky tattoo. It was Patrick! This is Patrick. Patrick? But yeah, my Ray Bradbury tattoo, it says, "As so not to be dead." He wrote this intro where he was talking about living with this, like, Italian filmmaker French filmmaker. He stayed with them for the summer, and he was like, this person's crazy. This person, like, goes to work at 9, gets off at 11, and then goes out dancing and stays up all hours of the night, sleeps a little bit, and, like, does it again. And so Ray is just, like hypnotized by, like, this living, right? Like, how can anyone, like, live off of 3 hours of sleep? Like, why would you do this? Like, what makes you stay up all night? And he was like, well, to sleep would be dead. So we don't sleep. We find things to do instead to dance around it. We literally go out, we do painting, we read, we dance and we dance and we dance as so not to be dead. And that got Ray thinking, and he was like, I really like that. Like, what's the thing that keeps me going, that, like, keeps me from being dead? And his was writing. And so I just really liked the as so not to be dead. Still trying to figure out that thing that keeps me up at night besides guilt. But I also have, how accessible is it? Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I have this thing. It's not where it usually is, and now I'm very nervous about it, but there's a second piece to the Ray tattoo, and it's actually a Neil Gaiman quote. Got to meet Neil Gaiman a few times because my best friend at the time was obsessed with him, and she was like, if I don't meet this dude and he dies, I'll lose it, because that's what happened to me and Ray. Looks very cool. Oh, whoops, sorry. Okay, sorry. Caught up on comments. So, me and this girl were like stalking Neil Gaiman for a year, and we met him 3 times in that period. We also got to meet Amanda Palmer in that period. It was real cool. I don't regret anything. But one of the times we met him, we were able to get stuff signed, and so I had the As So Not To Be Dead written out, and then I had him write Make Good Art above it. So the idea is to get somebody to take his handwriting and put it on a needle on me. To carve it into my skin with a hot burning piece of metal. So yeah, I have a Ray Bradbury tattoo. One day I will have a Neil Gaiman tattoo that goes along with it, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. Very cool. Yeah! You guys love Amanda, right? Y'all know about Amanda Palmer. That was like the second time we got to meet Neil Gaiman, and so he was like the main reason we were there. Nothing against her or anything, but he was the main reason we were there. We got like the front of the line somehow, and I just remember my best friend like wanted a picture with him so badly that she just like jumped on the table he was signing at and took it, and he was for it. He was totally down. He loved it. Amanda did not. And so we got yelled at for holding up the line, and maybe you're making a scene. And then somebody else tried it, and she wasn't having it, and we were like, ooh, time to go. But yeah, it was a good show. Hold on. Did we hit the bottom for Ghosts, or is that song quiet? Okay, I couldn't hear the music anymore. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other spooky tattoos. I think all my tattoos are spooky. If anyone else has any scary tattoos they want to show, do we just switch over to the Discord? Do we just... Now I'm all hyped up about ink. But yeah, I have the Ray Bradbury one. I've got the scary, like, Arachneo one. I have Patrick here, who was $20. I love your witch hat, Ange! Thank you! It's too big for its own good, though, let's be honest. Like, like, this is fun, but, like, I've been bumping into stuff. I can't sit all the way back. Like, ooh. I have 2 tattoos, but neither are spooky. Ooh, I've seen one. I don't know if I've seen both. I know you have one on your finger, right, Taylor? And we're talking about tattoos. I'm showing mine off today. This is Patrick. I'm just gonna keep saying Patrick. And then I have a blacklight tattoo that used to exist right here. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know where it went. It doesn't show up under blacklight though. And then I have my feet, which, hold on. If you ever had a foot fetish, this is it. This is the only time you're getting it out of me. There's my crow. Can you see the crow? There's my crow with a coin bag. And then I've got an owl with a pocket watch. Not the best angle. But yeah, I got bird feet and a spider lady on my tummy, and I can show all of these in the Discord. And yeah, do I keep going? Do we just keep like going? I have 3 more stacks. I can keep rambling if anyone's interested. Oh, those are pretty. Thank you. They're my feet. I've got like 10 years ago, and they're starting to fade. But like, yeah, they're probably my favorite. T has a crow on a skull on their arm. Nice! Guy, do we set up a tattoo section in the Discord? Do we all just share all the ink we have? Because I'm down. I love it. If I didn't go into comics, I probably would have harassed a comic or a tattoo artist into letting me be like their secretary / apprentice. So I only have so it goes on my clavicle. Nice. And I can't get any more while my mom still lives. Ooh. Yeah, I have one on my middle finger and one behind my ear that's a one-up mushroom. Oh, that's cute. I don't know if I've seen the one-up mushroom. I don't know if I've caught that one. I love it. My mom is also, like, a little conservative. She's just, like, learned that I'm gonna do whatever I want, which is nice. Because some parents don't. But, yeah, my mom, when I showed her this, she was like, why so big? Why so spooky? And I get the concern, but I like to believe it's done well enough that it's gonna be okay, right? And also, like, kind of excited because it feels like we're getting into an age where, like, tattoos are not only more acceptable, but, like, just more well done in general. Like, now, like, there's actual, you know, does that make sense? I don't know. It's not just sticks and pokes anymore, right? Like, we got class now. But, yeah, I don't know. Guys, do we wrap up? Do I show off any more? Okay, alright. Gotta go do funeral things. This has been great, though. Have a wonderful night. Yes, Mel! You guys have fun. Let me know how it goes. And yeah, I might make a tattoo section in the Discord, because now I want to see everybody's. I don't want to only show off. I want to see people's ink. What do y'all got? Let's share. Up to you, Sierra. Okay. Let's do... I'm gonna do 3 more. I know I said that for the last 3. I'm gonna do 3 more. Only because they're sitting here staring at me and then probably get out of here, right? We're at 2.5 hours, which is a long effing time. Thanks for everyone sitting and listening, by the way. Like, I appreciate anytime anyone's here. I love you all. And I appreciate y'all putting up with me on the digital world. So, yeah, let's do 3 more, and then let's get the F out of here. And maybe take a nap. I don't know. Nice. This is your longest stream yet, I feel. As far as, like, talking about comics goes, yeah. I think I hit, like, 3-hour mark once with the Pride. Or got real close to the 3-hour mark with Pride. It's just tough when you don't have, like, a script, and I'm trying to, like, map out as we go. It can be hard, but also works out surprisingly. I don't know. Anyways, next round. We're gonna talk about some stuff that's, like, kind of familiar. And, like, easy to recognize, and, like, that kind of thing. So... It's no surprise that all kinds of, like, media crossover and, like, takes from the comics world, right? Like, we have movies and TV shows made from comics constantly. But what about the opposite? What about movies that are made into comics, right? And, like, the first one for the season, and because the opening is a comic book, we're going to talk about Trick or Treat. Yeah, Trick or Treat has a book out. Did you know Trick or Treat has a book out? Because Trick or Treat has a book out. It's not even an adaptation of the film. It's more original stories dealing with that town. And it's not bad. It's also... Hold on. Yeah, it's got Fiona Staples. We were talking about Saga earlier. It has art by Fiona Staples. It's got Stephanie Byrne writing in here, which is also a really good, Stephanie Byrne did the art in here, which is also another good artist, but it was written by Michael Daughtry, and I feel like that's the person who actually worked on the film, right? People love that movie. I saw it a few years ago, and it was fun, but nothing to write home about, I feel. I love Trick or Treat. It's just really good storytelling, and, like, the way they connect and tie everything together is just really, really well done, right? Where you're like, oh my god, that character to that character. Oh, it's really exciting to see things unfold, and honestly, I love Sam. I love the little guy with the lollipop and the fucking burlap mask. It's good stuff. This one is really fun. Like I said, is in the world of Trick or Treat. It isn't, like, an exact, like, word for word shot of it, which is also nice if you wanted more. And, yeah, we get to see Sam. We get to see our favorite reappear every now and then. Oh, also, do you know a new Scream movie is coming out? I just found out last night. Yeah! Okay, so, Ange, have you watched the show? Because I hear the show wasn't bad, and I love Scream, obviously. I don't know if y'all have seen the ghost-faced emo yet, but I love it. I I heard the show's really good. I hope the movie's good, but I don't know. They also just remade, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I heard that one's, like, doing okay, but, like, yeah, some of these remakes just don't look the best, and, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a remake or if they're gonna do, like, 5. Because 4 with Emma Roberts, it was alright. Like, I get what they were trying to do, it just wasn't executed right. I did watch the show, and it was a very fun show. It's not, like, as good as the movie, but fun. I Know What You Did Last Summer looks lame. Yeah! It's, like, no one, like, I love, the, like, cinematography on it does not look the greatest. Good to know the show is really fun, because honestly, we just watched the new Halloween, The Halloween Kills, and, like, not the greatest Halloween movie, but I honestly had fun, like, talking shit about it during, like, like, I had fun watching it and, like, yelling at the screen and, like, oh, Michael Myers would never do that. You know, like, it was just, like, not a great movie, but, like, not the worst movie experience I've had. Like, I wasn't completely disappointed. I still had fun. I didn't like it, but I still had fun. I think you'll like the Scream show. I might have to give it a try. We've already watched Scream 1, 2, and 3 like 6 times this season. It's on at least once a week at our house, okay? It might even be the movie we fall asleep to that night. Love Scream. So yeah, I kind of want to give it a shot. I was real nervous about it. And we were talking about The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness earlier. That remake wasn't the worst. So, like, I know it can be done. But can it be done, like, that often? Season 1 and 2 are connected. Season 3 is a whole different thing. Okay. Could you just watch Season 3, or is that pushing it? But yeah, Trick or Treat. If you love the film, you will probably like the book. I think there was issues for it at one point. They're gonna be real hard to find, and with how popular this series is now, I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of expensive. And it has Fiona Staples from Saga doing the art for one of the stories. Like, you know how wild that is? It's good. It's good stuff. Oh, the Evil Dead remake I thought was good because they went in a different direction. Yeah, you can watch season 3 by itself. Nice. Yeah, I liked that they, like, mixed it up and they still kept it, like, serious. But it was still, like, scary and still, like, as kind of, like, mocked the first one. Because the original, like, Evil Dead was like real stern, is like meant to be real horror, and then the second one is they get a little bit more trippy and a little bit more like open-minded and like wacky with it. I don't know. And then Army of Darkness is like, when he's like in the past, makes me laugh every now and then. They just get less and less funny, but more and more gruesome. And that's the show, and the show's great too. If you've never seen the Evil Dead show and you're nervous about it and you want to know it's good, I'm here to say it's good. I love Kelly. I love Pablo. And I wish they would have kept up with that series, but they only did 3. Something else that is fairly familiar that I bet you didn't know existed is the Blair Witch Chronicles. Talking about remakes, Zane just finished this game. I watched because I was scared, because it's the Blair Witch, it's scary stuff. But he played that game, he finished it 2 nights ago, and it looked really good, and I might pick it up myself. This is, like, the story about the witch, story about the minister who, like, damns her, and then has to do with, like, some modern stuff, and ties into the tapes just, like, a little bit. But if you want something to fill your time, Blair Witch-wise, right? And, like, this also talks about, like, the actual urban legend and the actual force it's all based off of. And they also claim that 1 or 2 of these stories are based off of, like, real events. So that's interesting if you're obsessed with the Blair Witch series. 10 out of 10, would recommend. It's spooky, it's fun, the artwork for it is, like, freaking great. And, like, such an iconic cover, right? Right? Am I done with the... Does anyone else hear music? Oh, no, we're at the beginning. We're at the beginning of the playlist again? My gosh. Okay. And then... Oh, maybe that was a bad idea. Hold on. And then the last one I have to show you guys, and then we're getting out of here. Is the Rocky... Sorry, I just realized there was something else I was going to talk about. We'll talk about it later. I'll take pictures for the Discord. Okay, the last book, the last thing we're going to touch up. It's been a real freaking long ride. A real fun one, though. Thanks for the subs and all of that from everyone. We'll wrap it up in a second. But the last book I'm going to talk about today is one of my personal faves. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was obsessed at one point. I was obsessed with this fucking movie at one point. We went to the live showings. I used to know all the words to, all the cues and, all the throwbacks and whatnot. We used to take white rice. We used to take the water to spray people. We did the Midnight movie at least once a month. Anytime they had it, let's just go. Why not? Are you gonna play some scary games for Halloween? Yes, Ange! Real quick, yeah, so we talked about how, the Blair Witch and Trick or Treat aren't an adaptation of the movie. This is straight up the movie. You're not gonna get any more information. You're not gonna get any new characters. You're not gonna find out, anything about the planet. And it's all done in these weird, wacky, watercolors. It's so good! And again, basically shot for shot the movie. So you're not missing anything here except for how fucking pretty this book is. Oh, Rocky! Oh man, can we talk? Wait, hold on. That's a bad picture of Meatloaf. That is not the best Meatloaf drawing they could have done. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, now we're done. Now we're wrapping it up. And to answer your question, yes, next Wednesday, I'm gonna try to get, what pick? Sorry, hold on. They did Meatloaf real dirty in this one shot. I feel real bad for him. But yeah, next Wednesday, I'm gonna be playing the game Vampire dressed as a vampire. It's a little bit of a cosplay. It's a little bit of a marathon. I'm gonna see if I can do full 8 hours. And if not, all day vampire, maybe I can mix in a few things. I thought about playing Until Dawn. I love the game Until Dawn. It doesn't take that long. Did I send you that game? Vampire. No. I don't think so. Because I'm going to play it off my PlayStation. We're getting a capture card. We got, I can't remember which ones I sent you. I know there's a few Batman. Was it Perception? There was a scary game, but I don't think it was Vampire. It might have been Perception. I'll look at it. But yeah, next week I'm going to try to do a real long stream. I want to see how close to 8 hours we can get. I'm going to do Zane's full work day. And then, yeah, I play Vampire for sure. Might switch it up with Until Dawn. There's also this game called The Witch's House that looks really good. And it's 8-bit and it's on Steam. We've got a few things planned. And I'm really excited about it. But for now, this has been real fun. I appreciate everyone who subscribed today. I appreciate everyone who, came, sat, hang out, was putting up with me. Thanks for the people who asked questions. I just love y'all. All around. Good feels all around. And you know what? Taylor just started. So why don't we go ahead and head over there, right? Someone who was sitting with us. We can go share the love. So yeah, I'm super silly. I'll be here Wednesday for sure. Friday I might be able to sneak something in. But we'll see. It might just be some regular Dead by Daylight. I don't know if I'm gonna dress up, or maybe we can start the witch's house. I don't know. I'm just excited for the spooky season. We got 11 days until Halloween, and I'm gonna try to do as many of these streams as possible. Maybe not for this long, but it is gonna be fun and it is gonna be spooky. So let's try let's go. We're gonna pass the love along, right? And we're gonna start the raid. It says they're starting soon, so we're gonna surprise them, right? We're gonna be waiting for her when she gets started. So, I'll see y'all on Friday. That's it. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all. Bye. Oh, no, we got 9 seconds. Hold on. Was there anything I was forgetting? Any shout outs, anything? Follow us in the Discord. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys. Bye. Right now.